2025 plans come together for a bunch of drivers, and today we'll talk high limit shoring up their roster, late model additions, regional sprint car stuff, and more. Let's go. It's Tuesday, December 31st. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Over at DIRTRACKR.com, the analytics section, home to 12 series and special events. We are approaching 2,200 races worth of results, stats, and analysis. We track both Road of Outlaws series, Lucas, High Limit, USAC, the Chili Bowl, Eldora late model events, Extreme Outlaw Midgets, and a lot more. In there, you can find a ton of information for free that includes full race results, driver pages, and a bunch of stats. But if you want access to even more, grab a subscription to DIRTRACKR Plus. $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year. The year subscription basically gets you 2 months for free. And you can cancel anytime very easily. Signing up gets you access to the Plus dashboard, which has added stat tools and visualizations. You unlock more than 25 extra features with your subscription that includes exclusive insights not found anywhere else. Whether you're a race fan, a member of the media, you work for a series or racetrack, DIRTRACKR Plus is the perfect resource for current dirt racing data to elevate your knowledge. And let me help you beat your friends in those dirt racing pools. Chili Bowl right around the corner. See everything Plus has to offer and sign up for a subscription over at DIRTRACKR.com/GetPlus. The few-week dirt late model season or off-season is nearly complete. I know some of you have been having withdrawals the last several days without any dirt late model racing, so let's finally get it started. That was sarcasm, by the way. The Ice Bowl at Talladega starts Friday, and then late models will be on track at Vado Speedway Park to start the Wild West Shootout on Saturday. We'll talk more about those events later this week, but I did want to update the National Tour full-timer list because we did have additions in recent days. On the Lucas side, we can push the total up to 13 with the addition of Mike Marlar. Skyline Motorsports confirmed through a Ben Shelton release where their two drivers will race next season, and that included Marlar's return to Lucas. He was 7th in the standings in 2024, 2 wins, 20 top 10s, and 44 feature appearances. Not a particularly consistent season for Marlar, with his 2 wins coming nearly 8 months apart and an average finish of nearly 11.5. With as competitive as Lucas looks like it will be this coming season, they have some work to do if they really want to find their way into that Final Four come championship chase time. Marlar joins the Lucas list that includes Brandon Overton, Hudson O'Neal, Max Blair, Devin Moran, Dalton Wilson, Clay Harris, Carson Ferguson, Dan Ebert, Brandon Shepard, Tim McCready, Garrett Alberson, and Brendan Smith. Still no word yet on Jonathan Davenport's plans. My assumption here is that we won't know anything until Speed Weeks really gets rolling. The Lucas season starts in just a little over 2 weeks at Golden Isles. With the Outlaws, they gained back the other Skyline car with Tyler Bruening returning for another season full-time. Bruening was 8th in the final rundown, 6 top 5s, 19 top 10s, and 41 races. He is still in search of his first career national touring victory. And surprisingly, Bruening hasn't won anywhere since a Hooker Trucking Series score at Dubuque in 2021. Bruening is a full-timer number 12 for the Outlaws. He joins Dennis Erb Jr., Cody Overton, Ethan Dotson, Bobby Pierce, Nick Hoffman, Brian Shirley, Daniel Adam, Ryan Gustin, Cade Dillard, Brett Larson, and Dustin Sorensen. The Outlaw season begins January 23rd at Volusia. I doubt we are anywhere near done with series choices for either the Outlaws or Lucas. A lot of teams, they're going to sign up to start the season with both series and then make a decision after things shake out at Speed Weeks. It's a funny thing, you always talk about the series full-timers for the Outlaws and Lucas, and then you get the comments like, oh, none of this is going to happen until afterwards. And it's like, yeah, that's true for some guys, but not everybody. On the sprint car front, I think if you would have asked around several weeks ago, a couple of months ago, you may have heard a bit of concern about the list of drivers who are going to tackle the full high-limit schedule in 2025. They had an incredible 16 teams complete the full poll in 2024, but I think even they wondered how many would be back and if they could even get to double digits. They've been sitting on likely 8 cars for a while here, and we're looking at Brad Sweet, Tyler Courtney, Spencer Basin, Dazen Persley, Aaron Reitzel, Justin Peck, Tanner Thorson, and I know I keep saying this, but probably Rico Abreu. Rico hasn't confirmed his plans, but it's hard to think that he's not going to go high limit. Right before Christmas, though, that list started to grow, and it's continued to pick up a few others over the last few days. And that included a bit of a surprising turnaround for Casey Kane to bring the series to 9. We did a whole daily show about that right before Christmas, about him not being full-time with High Limit and then deciding again now he is full-time with High Limit. We also got a Christmas Eve announcement from Brent Marks. So his return brings High Limit up to 10. Getting Marks back feels like a win for High Limit, and he adds some needed depth to that group. He's been one of the top sprint car drivers in the country at various points over the last few years, and we know that he can win on the big stage. Him having any chance at a high limit championship, though, will come down to consistency and those 2 West Coast trips. His team needs to make major strides in both areas to really contend over the full season. Mark's not quite as consistent, as a guy like Brad Sweet, and that's, if you're going to win this high limit championship, that's who you have to go after. He's got to get that average finish down a little bit, and you cannot have throwaway trips like those West Coast trips. Mark's really struggled in California this year. He's got to get that figured out. And then just today, CJB Motorsports announced they are back as well. They are taking Brendan Crouch on the road for his 2nd season with High Limit. Crouch struggled in year 1. I don't think there's any other way to say it. Just 2 top 10s and 51 races. And I'm a bit surprised they decided to go this way again. There's definitely a case to be made for a pick and choose schedule for this group to get Crouch comfortable and to build some confidence. This time around, though, he will have Barry Jackson and Paul McMahon to lean on, which will hopefully aid in his development. Crouch puts High Limit at 11, and I think it's likely now they get to 12 with rumblings of a new addition coming. There have been some social media posts about a certain sprint car driver choosing a national tour, and I think you'll see him go this way. The only other questions here include what happens with the Crouch car, if anything, and then the plans for the Vermeer 55 with Hunter Schoenberg. Looking regionally, the new version of the All-Stars picked up Devon Borden yesterday as he's joining up with the Grove Racing 45 team. He's going to run for the championship and then fill in races elsewhere. Borden brings the All-Stars to 4 with Leighton Wagner, Darren Nida, and Cody Bova also signed. It feels like Borden is the favorite among this group so far, but there are going to be lingering questions about his health and a difficult 2024 season. The All-Star schedule doesn't start until April, so still a whole bunch of time for things to grow and change here. With the expanding POWRi 410 series, rumblings are they will get to 16 total by the time their season starts in February. I know they were talking about this Elite 16 thing, but they may actually get all the way there with full-timers. So far, they've confirmed 3 with Ayrton Genitin and Xavier and Natalie Doney. Some other names to potentially watch here, I think, include Blake Hahn, Gunnar Ramey, and Noah Gass. All ran sizable schedules against POWRi last season, and I could see them making the jump. I think you'll also see some teams and drivers get into a 410 series here for the first time ever with this added opportunity. They get those benefits, point fund, tow money, all of that, only commit to 37 races, and they won't have to face the national touring guys often, if at all. The last I heard was that POWRi was for sure at 13, and it was likely going to grow from there. If you're looking for dirt racing today and for the rest of the week, you've got plenty of options. Down under, you've got sprint cars at Bunbury Speedway. That one will feature a bunch of those American guys that we know that just raced this past weekend at Perth with High Limit. A lot of those now going to Bunbury. This is kind of that Western Australia versus US Speed Week. There's also racing at Premier Speedway, Sydney, and Maryborough. And then out in Reno here in the U.S., they've got a big outlaw kart show indoors. Tanner Holmes is there. It's going to be streaming with Fast 4. And then obviously in Tulsa, as we speak, cars on track for practice to get the Tulsa Shootout going. 1,800 plus cars across 6 divisions. A lot of big names racing the next few days. Racing starts for real later on tonight, and then they've got prelims through Friday. All day Saturday will be then the chase for the Golden Drillers. All the action live over on Flow Racing. If you need a Flow subscription and you want to help out Dirt Tracker, you can sign up to get a subscription at DIRTRACKR.com/Flow Racing. It's a good time to get in on things with Flow because you've got Tulsa Shootout, Wild West Shootout, then into Chili Bowl, and then Lucas Speed Week's coming in hot. We'll keep you posted on how things are going at the Tulsa Shootout here as the week progresses. That's the Daily Show for today. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Hope you guys have a great New Year's Eve out there. Please be safe, and then we'll see you right back here tomorrow.